universally recognized as pound for pound the best fighter in the world, Terence Crawford.
So ever since boxing pound for pound number one Terence "Bud" Crawford became a free agent, the million-dollar question has been, when is PBC going to make a move? As this is a golden opportunity for PBC to sign Crawford in order to host inside fights of the biggest fight in boxing, the fight of the decade between Crawford and Errol Spence, where ultimately they get to keep all of the money. They, as in PBC. Well, rumors have it today that Terence Crawford is signing to Haymon and PBC. These are pure rumors. This is not my source, and I usually don't report rumors. However, a rumor on this magnitude, I had to get my input on it. I mean, it makes all of the sense in the world for PBC to sign Terence Crawford. Crawford being a free agent to PBC is like Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather back in the day being a free agent. We essentially talking about boxing pound for pound number one who has knocked out every single opponent in his way for the past 5 years. From Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Benavidez, Jeff Horn, so on and so forth. Now, even though Crawford is not as popular as Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao back in the day, at the moment in time, he's just as valuable as them to PBC due to the fact that Crawford versus Errol Spence is the fight of the decade. We all know it's the biggest fight in boxing today. Essentially our Hagler Hearn, Leonard Hearn, Pacquiao, Floyd, so on and so forth. In addition to that, Crawford versus Charlo is also one of the biggest mega fights in boxing. Matter of fact, Crawford versus anybody on PBC is a mega fight. That's why it's a no-brainer for PBC to sign Crawford, because they stand to make all of the money in the world, where they could turn Crawford versus Errol Spence to monopoly, making all of the money in-house without having to share it with anyone, which is extremely rare in the market nowadays. And I do like the fact that Espinoza sounds so optimistic that the undisputed fight between Crawford and Errol Spence can happen. With that being stated, drop your thoughts on this rumor in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.
Free smoke, Junior. They already know what time it is.
T-Bug Crawford.
Yeah. Everybody know who the champ is at 147, who the king is. And he's too small. He's too small. He little. He light in the ass.
Hey, look.
He light in the ass.
Ain't nobody say Floyd was light in the ass.
He light in the ass. You're not Floyd.
Hey, I told you I was going to pull up on Spence.
Hey, you was really already know.
Hey, look.
I love it.
Hey, look.
I love it.
I told him about what that word.
Free smoke.
I told him about what that word. This ain't no Keith Thurman shit. That's why we be scared and shit.
Left-hand corner.
How you feeling, Steven?
Good.
Do you have any influence on the biggest fight that everybody wants to see is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence? Should Errol Spence get past Dana Sugas? There was comments made that, financially it may not be there.
I think that the fans the fans do have a role. And I think everyone should continue to express, their interest in that fight. And look, the guys hear you. They do. And I don't think, Crawford is afraid of Spence, and I know Spence is not afraid of Crawford. And, the fight's easier to make now than it has been, when there were some promotional and network differences. So I think, this is not the time we should all stop pushing for it. I mean, I think it is possible. Like, if guys are going to ask for $20 million each, and I'm not saying anybody did, but, if the guys are going to say, look, is this a, $100 million pay-per-view? I don't know if it's that, but it's, it is a very attractive fight, and there should be a way to make a deal. So I'm more optimistic now about being able to make the fight in the near future than I was 6 months ago or a year ago, that's for sure.